that, we expect that you will be prepared with all of your witnesses and the documents that you expect to present to the court.
Y como dije anteriormente, este es el día donde usted pidió tener un juicio, va a ir enfrente del juez. Por favor, asegúrese que esté preparado para proceder con esto, que tenga todas sus pruebas, todos sus testigos, todos sus documentos para que pueda presentarlos ante el juez.
I'm going to go ahead by calling the calendar and make sure that you take yourself off of mute once you hear your name, make your announcement, place yourself back on mute after our discussion.
Ahorita voy a hacer llamar la lista de casos. Por favor, asegúrese que prende el micrófono cuando digan su nombre y dice qué es lo que quiere hacer con su caso, cómo quiere proceder. Y después que termine de esto, vuelva de nuevo a colocar su micrófono en silencio.
All right, so the first name that I have on my calendar is Odessa Altis. I'm sorry, I believe Cornelius is the last name. Odessa Cornelius. Please unmute yourself. Hearing no announcement, this is going to be an FTA. Next, I have Zakai Cross. Zakai Cross. FTA. Derek Fleming. Derek Fleming. FTA. Kanice Folks. Kanice Folks. FTA. Kemar Henry.
Present.
Mr. Henry, what is your plea to the charge, sir?
I'm gonna pay the ticket. Guilty.
All right. This was an accident, correct?
Yes, sir.
Let me check one thing, Mr. Henry. Mr. Henry, do you have a Georgia license?
Yeah.
And I see that you're in a truck. Is it CDL?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You have a CDL?
Yeah.
Madam Clerk, what is the fine amount on that ticket?
$550.
Mr. Henry, that fine amount is $550. Are you going to be able to pay that within 2 weeks, or do you need longer?
2 weeks is fine.
Mr. Henry, I'm going to amend your citation to a city disorderly so that it does not affect your CDL. You will not get points against your license based on that, okay?
Yes, sir.
And I'm sorry, I didn't make this announcement earlier. Everybody who's on this Zoom, I need you to place your email address into the chat. If you look on your device, type your email address into the chat up under your name. So make sure that we have your full name and then your email address, because all communications from the court will come to you via email. So after this session is over, you're going to get some sort of documentation from the court via email. So we need to make sure we have your email in the chat.
Por favor, asegúrese de que coloca su nombre completo y su correo electrónico en el chat, porque de aquí en adelante va a recibir la comunicación con el tribunal, va a ser por medio de su correo electrónico, va a recibir mensajes por ahí. Así que asegúrese de que tiene su nombre completo y su correo electrónico en el chat. El chat se encuentra ubicado en los dibujitos que salen abajo de su pantalla, y si no, pone la palabra más y luego le sale para poder escribir chat en el chat.
Mr. Henry, were you able to put your email into the chat, sir?
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Gabriella Morrison is also here on this case. She was the person who he hit.
Okay. Well, so he's entering a plea. You guys can be dismissed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Put your email in, Angel T.
Dismissed.
Do we have Mr. Henry's email, Madam Clerk?
I don't, but he can tell me what his email address is and I'll edit
Oh, I
it.
see. He put it down next to his name. Summer henry670@gmail.com.
Okay.
I'm dismissed, sir.
Yes, sir. Just look out for that email giving you instructions on how to make that payment, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Have a good day. All right. And let's see, that was Ms. Morrison. If you want a copy of the disposition, you can always contact the clerk's office in reference to it. It may not be available until Friday of this week or early next week, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're
It'll be
welcome.
next week. Next week.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So next week would probably be a better time to try to get that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You guys can disengage.
Mm.
All right. So that was Henry. The next person I have on the calendar is Oscar Hopkins. Oscar Hopkins. FTA. Nan Hunter.
Here,
Hey, Ms. Hunter,
I'm here,
what is your plea, Ms. Hunter?
not guilty.
All right. I'm not guilty for you. Stand by, we'll come back to you shortly, okay? Then I have Delatavius McGee.
Yes, sir, I'm present.
Okay, Mr. McGee, you're under the device that has Duke on it.
I do. I apologize for that.
No, that's all right. We just want to make sure we can identify you when it comes time. And Mr. McGee, what is your plea to the charge of suspended, cancel, revoke registration?
You broke up a bit, but it sounded like you.
I was asking, what is your plea? Is your plea still not guilty?
Nolo.
Okay, Nolo is that fine amount, Ms. Yates?
$760.
Let me verify that he is eligible for that Nolo. He is.
And I see he pled NOLO to a failure to maintain insurance back in February of this year. Or back in April of this year, rather.
What about registration though? Because you get one insurance and you get one registration.
That's the only thing he has on his history.
Okay. So he is eligible for the registration. And Mr. McGee, you already put your email into the chat. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, I have.
There we go. All right, Mr. McGee, do you need 2 weeks or longer to make this payment?
I need longer. I can make it in increments, but I need longer.
All right, so we have your email. You can go ahead and log off. We're gonna send you instructions on how to make that payment over time, okay? Just check your
Thank
email
you.
by the end of the week.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, then I have a Herman McGee. Herman McGee. FTA. Philip Moore. Oh, I guess not. Mr. McGee.
Yes.
All right, Mr. McGee, I need your camera on. There you go. I can see you now. Mr. McGee, you are charged with failure to have a license on person and stop sign violation. What is your plea, sir?
I'm not guilty.
Okay. Mr. McGee, do you have a license?
Yeah, I had it with me that day.
Can you show that to me in the camera?
Yeah.
His history shows that he has a valid license.
If you can hold it up there and just hold it still as much as you can. Can you put it closer to the camera?
Closer.
Yes, sir. And I don't know why I'm getting closer to the camera, like that's gonna help me see it better, but you know.
Sir, you can send us a picture of it so we don't have all your information on YouTube.
No, that's fine. That's fine. He's good. I can make it out. All right, Mr. McGee. So I'm gonna dismiss that charge. The only thing you have left is a stop sign violation. You want to go forward with the trial on that?
No, I mean, I can't dispute, she said I didn't stop, so.
All right, that is 135. Are you pay that in 2 weeks or do you need some time?
2 weeks is fine.
And you did put your email into the chat, sir?
Yes,
All right, well, we will email you instructions on how to make that payment in 2 weeks, okay?
all right, thank you.
Look, not the email's not gonna come in 2 weeks. You're gonna get the email immediately, but you'll have up to 2 weeks to pay. I know when I said that, it sounded like I was
Oh.
giving a time frame for the email, so just to clarify. So you can go ahead and disengage, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, then I have Philip Moore. Philip Moore. FTA. Jamie Ordaz.
Jaime Ordaz, por favor, active su micrófono si se encuentra presente.
FTA. Rose Stevenson. Rose Stevenson. Yep, I see you raising your hand, Ms. Stevenson. You're on mute. There should be, well,
Hello?
yeah, you took yourself off mute, but you turned your camera off.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I got you both ways. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
All
all
right.
right.
You have a stop sign violation. What is your plea to that charge, ma'am?
Not guilty?
Okay, stand by. We'll come back to you in just a second.
Okay.
Then I have Destiny Subtle. Destiny Subtle. FTA. And there's Timothy Tate. Oh, is that Ms. Suttles? Is that you in the courtroom? Who's the young lady in the camera in the courtroom? You're on mute. Ms. Green? You're on mute.
That's Watson, I believe.
Somebody muted me. This is Miss Watson. She was up next, so I just had her come stand.
Oh, okay, okay. So no announcement from Timothy Tate. That's an FTA. And was Timothy Tate the one that we talked about was an accident? We didn't involve, oh no, it was almost an accident. They didn't hit anybody, so we don't have a witness on it. All right, and then we have Miss Watson, but we have a witness, Eric Battle. I see Miss Watson is present.
Yes.
Is Battle on the call? Eric Battle? All right, so Ms. Watson, what's gonna happen is I'm going to dismiss the case against you for want of prosecution. This was an accident and the other individual involved in the accident with you did not show up. In these types of cases, the officers are dispatched to the location unless they see the accident. They cannot testify as to how the accident occurred. They can only testify as to what was told to them by the individuals on the scene.
Okay.
Since the other person did not take the opportunity to be here, we're dismissing this case against you, okay?
Thank you. Yes.
You are welcome and you're dismissed.
Solicitor,
Yes,
she also has a no insurance first offense.
Oh, yeah, I do have that.
okay. So the insurance charge, what is your plea to that charge, ma'am?
It is guilty.
Now, you understand that in the state of Georgia, if you plead guilty to an insurance charge, your license will be suspended.
Oh, no, I need that because I'm trying to do the CDL thing.
Okay, so you have a Georgia license, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you do not have a CDL right now.
No, I don't.
Ms. Yates, or Miss Peyton, is she eligible for a NOLO on that? I don't know why, my print.
No, she's not.
Do you have a insurance charge that she pled NOLO to recently?
Yes, in October of 2019.
Oh, wow. Well, so the problem here is that you're not gonna be able to use that NOLO for that. Do you have proof of insurance now?
No, I actually don't even have the car. The car is total, so I don't have anything to do with that.
Hold on 1 second, let me look at your history. Ms. Yates, did you say that she had a NOLO that was in 2019?
Yes, Stone Mountain.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Watson, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt because although you used a NOLO in 2019, I'm showing that the only other thing that was really the only thing on your driving history. That's pretty much the only charge that you've received. I'm gonna amend to the failure to maintain insurance to a no proof of insurance. That way your license does not get suspended. The fine is going to remain the same. What fine is the amount of that fine, Ms. Yates?
585.
585. That way you can keep your license, but remember that you can't use a NOLO for 5 years. So if you have this charge again, your license is going to be suspended.
Okay, so I understand.
All right. Do you need more than 2 weeks to pay this fine, or can you pay?
Yeah, I do need more than 2 weeks.
So can you please leave your email address with Ms. Green there in the courtroom?
Yes, I will.
Way we can send you the instructions on how to make that payment over time, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, have a good one.
You too. All right, then I have Tierra Williams. Tierra Williams. That seems to be an FTA. That was the end of my calendar, but I have a couple of individuals still here. Let me go through these folks that I know I did not speak to. Miss Patterson. Take yourself off of mute, ma'am.
So we have about 3 that are red speed as well.
Okay.
Okay, that's what they are. All right. Miss Patterson, is Miss Patterson a red speed ticket?
Yes, she has 2.
Okay. Miss Patterson, you can place yourself back on mute. We're going to address your charge in just a second, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right. And then I believe Miss Harris, is that also red speed?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Harris will come to you in just a second.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Mary Rose, may I be excused because I don't have anyone?
Ida, you have me. I need you to interpret for me.
Okay, you want me to make a final announcement just to make sure?
Yeah, people don't
Okay.
understand me when I'm speaking English sometimes, so I need you to interpret.
Ok. Buenos días. ¿Alguna persona que necesite intérprete? Por favor, déjenos saber ahora. Si necesita intérprete, levante la mano o abra su micrófono y déjenos saber, por favor.
Well, hearing no announcement, Miss Ida, I believe that you are excused.
Okay, I will see you this afternoon, hopefully.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, have a good day, everybody.
All right, so I have as number one on the list of trials, Miss Hunter. That's Officer Thicklin's case. Do we have an announcement on Officer Thicklin?
I have not received a court conflict from him.
All right, Miss Hunter. Miss Hunter, your microphone is off. I'm sorry, your camera is off. There you go.
Yes,
All right, Miss Hunter, I don't have an announcement from the officer who issued the citation against you. Do you have a valid license?
yes, sir, I do.
Can you present that to the camera for me, just briefly?
Just give me a second. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Solicitor,
yes,
may Officer Doss be excused on both of his cases for FTA?
absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
You too, sir.
And solicitor, can we confirm her license was valid on April 9, 2022?
Madam Clerk, can you do that? Wait, don't hold it up to the camera just yet. Miss Hunter, we're gonna hold off for a second.
I'm not showing that she has a valid Georgia license. Ma'am, do you have a license out of another state?
Yes, New York.
Okay. All right, so we wouldn't be able to confirm. Just,
No, we can confirm the validity. Just give us a moment.
okay. Stand by first for just a second, Miss Hunter, okay?
All right.
You can place yourself back on mute. And so then I have Miss Rose Stevenson. This was a stop sign violation. This is Officer Thicklin also. Miss Stevenson? Can you turn?
Can you hear me?
Yes, okay, there you go.
Okay, yes.
Stevenson, based on the officer's unavailability, I'm gonna dismiss this case against you, so you're free to go, okay?
Oh, thank you. So I don't do anything else? That's it?
That is it.
All right, thank you so much.
You put your email into the chat, ma'am?
How do I do that? I don't know how to do that.
Well, you can just give it to me real quick and I'll write it down.
Okay, it's A M as in Mary, A as in Apple, and I can't talk right now, sorry.
All right,
It's Amaya, AMAYA, 2287 at Gmail.
Gmail, okay. We have you, you can go ahead and log off.
Okay, and so this is finished? I don't do anything else?
This is done. You don't have to come back
Oh.
to us for anything.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay,
Bye-bye.
Solicitor,
bye.
Yes, Ms. Yates.
may Officer Simmons be dismissed?
Yes, and any other officer that, because I believe the only thing we have left is red speed. We don't need any officers for that. Who is the raised their hand, last name Bird? Is that a witness on a case?
I'm a witness on a case with Philip Moore,
He's FTA.
and he FTA.
Okay, well, if he is a failure to appear, then you can go ahead and log off. If and when we get in contact with him, we will send you another subpoena, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there an announcement on Paris Tolliver?
Yeah, Miss Oliver, I believe, was in the courtroom, was not. Yeah, on Tolliver, it was a dismissal.
Okay.
So the only thing we're waiting on is confirmation on Hunters, and then there's the red speeds. I believe Cruz Leon can be dismissed also, and Ellis.
Did you need Officer Ramos there?
Nope, Ramos's cases were all resolved. Yeah, because the only thing that's left is red speed, and we don't have officers for those cases.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Solicitor,
Yes.
I'm showing that Ms. Hunter has a valid driver's license out of New York. The issue date was 6/15/2021, expiration date 11/05/2029.
Okay. Ms. Hunter,
Yes.
let me get back to your case on my calendar. All right, Ms. Hunter, we do show that you had a valid license on that date out of the state of New York. We're going to dismiss that charge, so you're free to go, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Judge, I believe the only thing that we have is red speed citations. You weren't on when I made the announcement earlier. I have a calendar call in front of Judge Cowan at 10 o'clock.
We'll take care of that. I'll take care of the red speed. Thank you. We have a few officers that appear to be, and
Yeah, so Officer Ellis can be released. He may not be listening in right now.
okay.
But also, just to inform you, in case I don't get to speak to you, I also have, so after the calendar call, I'll be in UC for the 11 o'clock, but I also have a hearing in Forsyth at 1 o'clock.
Okay, I will take care of it. Go do what you need to do.
All right, thank you, Judge.
All right.
Thank you, ladies.
We are now turning to our red speed calendar. If you all can please populate whose matter is on first. And let me give some instructions about the red speed calendar. This is a court calendar that is generated via a camera system. And so while the court makes an adjudication, understand this is a civil violation, and therefore any adjudication does not show on your record. My job is simply to make sure that the information contained on here is correct and to get some understanding as to what happened. Once I make a decision regarding this, then it will be your responsibility to comply with that decision. We're starting with Abby Lynn Patterson. Ms. Patterson, if I can please have you to raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If so, say I do. And if you will please unmute your device.
I do.
Thank you. Ms. Patterson, on September the 8th, 2022 at 10:06, did this vehicle belong to you at that time?
Yes, sir.
And were you operating the vehicle on that day?
Yes, sir.
All right. You've been charged with a school zone violation, saying that you were traveling in excess of the posted speed limit for the school zone speed. They have you going 49 in a 35, and you have contested this. So if you will tell me the legal basis for your contesting of this.
Yes, sir. I cannot deny that I was speeding. I was sick that week. I got 2 tickets in 1 week. I had a horrible stomach bug that week. And my daughter is autistic and disabled, and I take her to therapy in Sandy Springs 5 days a week. The reason I'm contesting the ticket is because the school zone camera should not have been active or even turned on during that time of the morning. School had already been in session for hours at that point. So I have no clue why a school zone camera is clocking my speed at this time of morning anyway. And that is the reason for for contesting it on both days, because both tickets happened at around the same time, 1 day apart. And it was near 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. on both days that this school camera clocked me. So I'm just not even sure why the school camera was active at that point.
All right, is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, sir.
All right, I'm gonna tell you that I agree with you and both of these tickets will be dismissed.
Okay, thank you.
All right, let me go to the next person.
Am I dismissed, sir?
You are, both tickets have been dismissed and you are free to go.
Thank you so much.
All right, Chloe T. Harris.
Yes, this is Chloe.
Ms. Harris, let me have you to please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If so, say I do.
I do.
All right, you have been charged with a school zone violation as well on August the 29th, 2022 at 3:25. Does this vehicle that's depicted here belong to you?
Yes, it does.
And were you operating the vehicle on that day?
Yes, I was.
All right, can you please outline to me why you believe you should not be held civilly responsible for this violation?
I'm not really familiar exactly where the school zone area is. There is a school on that road, but that school's been closed for a while, a long time. I travel this road, constantly when I go to work, and I try to be very cautious when I go on that road because I know there's a lot of cops that's on there. So I was kind of a little puzzled, because if you get on part of the road, it's say 35 miles per hour, and then it's not even 7 feet, it jumped to 25 to the speed zone. So I wasn't even familiar. And plus that day I had a tooth pull and I was on my way to the pharmacy to get my medication. So I wasn't aware, that I was, really speeding, in that speed zone.
Well, the school zone time, this is within the school zone time, and the school zone speed limit is 25 miles an hour. So I understand your explanation as to why you believe that you should not be held civilly responsible. But based on the information provided, the court does find that you are civilly responsible for this, and you will need to satisfy this ticket. You understand that?
I understand.
So they have information on here that will direct you as to pay it. As I told you, it is a civil violation, so these do not go on your record, but they are something that must be complied with. You understand that?
Yes, but can I ask one question?
You certainly can. You can ask as many questions as you'd like.
Even though it's a school zone, what school is over on that road that's open?
There's a school over there that, if I'm not mistaken, is Ash Street Elementary.
Okay, to my understanding, the school is not operating, it's not open.
Well, let me say this to you. If you have photos that show that the school was not operating at that time, I have no problems reconsidering it. Of course, I don't drive by there every day, but it's my understanding that school is very operative.
I go by, and like I say, I drive through there all the time, and I never see cars there in that parking lot. I never see anybody at that school. So
Okay.
I've always, assumed that school would just close since they built a new school on another street.
Yeah. Well, again, why don't you, if you'd like to take some photos and verify that, I am here every Wednesday. I'm Judge Ronald Freeman, and you're more than happy to bring that information back to the court.
Okay.
We have court on Wednesday at 8 o'clock and at 1 o'clock. So you are able to get that information and bring that back to the court. You understand that?
Do I bring it back virtually, or do I just come to the court, or?
I will tell you to bring the information down. Do you live in Forest Park?
Yes, I do.
I would suggest that you physically bring it to the court on an 8 or 1 o'clock calendar.
Okay.
So what we are talking about is evidence showing that the school was closed on the day that you got this citation. And the easiest way for you to verify that is simply to contact the school district, and they will provide information to you as to whether or not that school was closed on that day.
Okay. Okay.
All right, and you need to get something in writing. Please don't tell me what someone told you. I need some written verification of it, just like I have this information regarding the ticket.
Okay.
All right, you have any other questions?
How long do I have to get all this resolved?
Well, you need to get the ticket taken care of, and if it turns out to be that you should get a refund, I will make sure that the refund is processed, but I will tell you to get this done within the next 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
All right,
You
bye-bye.
take care. All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. And you can turn off. You can disengage from the call.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that.
That's okay. I think there's a little leave button. If you scroll to the